Have you ever felt like you are stuck between two lives? One where you earn well in India but still crave stability, better quality of life, and global exposure. And another where you dream of moving abroad but you've heard a bunch of horror stories, long visa queues, racism, schooling, housing, tax implications, and job struggles. Even now in 2025, a lot of Indians are asking the same question. Is it still worth leaving India to settle abroad? Because the truth is, the world has changed. The traditional destinations like the US, UK, or Canada aren't as welcoming or easy as they once were. And while the social media is full of people selling the dream of relocation, reality is far more complex. So in this video, I want to cut through the hype and give you a brutally honest fact-check walkthrough of 7 countries that NRIs are actually considering right now, based not on the trend but on real logic. This includes updated immigration rules, safety, cost of living, housing, tax implications, and moreover, who should actually consider migrating and who shouldn't. So without wasting any time, let's dive in. Before we start, I want you to remember something I call as the NRI Viz relocation filter. This is not about where you can get a visa fastest. It's about asking 5 real world questions. Number 1. Can I earn well enough there and keep most of it? Number 2. Will I feel safe, welcomed, and culturally included? Number 3. Can I bring my family and give them a good life? Number 4. What's my long-term plan? PR, citizenship, or moving back? And number 5, can I still invest or retire smartly in India if I move? So keep these 5 questions in mind as we go through the 7 countries. In 2025, Germany has become a hotspot for Indian professionals, especially in engineering, IT, healthcare, and research roles. They need talent and they are making it easier to bring it in. One major change is the Skilled Immigration Act, which now allows faster permanent residency. It's a work permit for highly qualified non-EU citizens. And if you speak German at the B1 level, then you can apply permanent residency in just 21 months. And without B1, it's going to be 33 months. They've also introduced something called as the Opportunity Card, which is a points-based visa which lets you enter Germany to search for a job even without having one. And yes, from 2024, Germany allows dual citizenship. But here's the catch. India does not. If you take German citizenship, you will need to surrender your Indian passport. You can, however, apply for something called as OCI, which stands for Overseas Citizen of India. Having an OCI is like having a long-term visa and allows you to invest in India as well. But you don't get any voting rights or political privileges. Now let's talk reality. Germany has very high taxes. In some cases, up to 40% of your income goes towards tax, social security, health insurance, and even something called as church tax. You will also need to learn the German language to truly integrate. Racism exists, not everywhere, but in smaller towns or job interviews, subtle bias can creep in. And for parents, international schools often cost 15,000 euros per year. So in a nutshell, Germany is an amazing place for relocation if you're young, skilled, and open to learning German. But it's not ideal if you're moving with school-aged kids or expecting a red carpet. Next is the Netherlands. The Indian community here is massive, over 250,000 people. Dutch cities like Amsterdam, Rotterdam, and Eindhoven are solid hubs for tech, fintech, and logistics. And almost everyone here speaks English. You can move here on a highly skilled migrant visa. As of 2025, the minimum salary required is 68,000 euros if you are over 30 years, and around 50,000 euros if you are younger. The visa processing time is just 60 days if your employer is a recognized sponsor. There is also something called as a 30% ruling, where you get a tax relief for a few years, although the benefits have reduced recently. Quality of life is excellent. Roads are smooth, healthcare is top notch, you get Indian food, temples, and communities all around. But now the other side needs to be told as well. Housing is expensive and hard to find, especially in big cities. If you have school going kids, international school fee can cost around 15,000 euros to 20,000 euros per year. And while people are friendly, you will still need to pass a Dutch language test to apply for a PR or citizenship. So Netherlands is ideal for mid-career professionals, especially in tech, finance, or logistics. But be financially ready before bringing your whole family. Now let's talk about France. The French government is actively targeting Indian students and young professionals. They have introduced a talent passport for high-skilled workers and launched a digital visa program called ANEF that promises faster processing time, sometimes even in 15 days. The salary requirement to qualify is 41,000 euros per year. For students, public university fees are a bit low, just around 3,000 to 4,000 euros annually, and healthcare is ranked among the best in the world. You can apply for citizenship after 5 years and retain your OCI status after you give up your Indian citizenship. But here's the hard truth. French bureaucracy is unpredictable. There are real stories of Indian students and even doctors being asked to leave due to visa delays or policy changes. And racism does exist. Even highly qualified Indian professionals have struggled despite meeting all criteria. So if you are a student who's willing to learn French and slowly integrate, then France is still a good option. But for working professionals and especially with families, expect paperwork stress and social resistance. Now let's go closer to home. The UAE, or the United Arab Emirates. Over 4 million Indians live here. That's almost 40% of the UAE's population. There is no income tax, The cities are modern, ultra safe, and the Indian community is deeply rooted, from temples in Abu Dhabi to dosa shops in Sharjah. In 2025, the Golden Visa now includes real estate investors, entrepreneurs, doctors, content creators, and even top salaried employees. If you invest a minimum of 2 million dirhams or approximately 4.5 crore in real estate, you can get a 10-year Golden Visa. But let me give you a balanced view. The UAE is not for job seekers. If you lose your job, your visa can be revoked quickly. School fees, rent, insurance cost, overall cost of living is very high. And to be honest, it's not easy to save money unless your income is really high. Also, there is no pathway to a PR or a citizenship for most Indians. You're always on a visa, no matter how long you live here. So UAE is best for entrepreneurs, remote workers, content creators, for people who's looking for a tax-free life and a short flight to India. Now let's move to Singapore. This is one of the cleanest, safest, and the most efficient countries in the world. Over 600,000 Indians live here, so it feels like home in many ways. In 2025, Singapore raised the minimum salary for an employment pass to Singaporean dollars or SGD 5,600 per month, and the S pass to SGD 3,300. The good news is that they removed the cap on how long you can stay on work permits. For students, they removed the 2-year residency rule before applying for PR. But, and here's the big thing, property is brutally expensive. Foreigners are not allowed to buy government housing, called HDB flats. They can only buy private condos and have to pay 65% in additional property taxes, called ABSD. Also, schooling is very expensive, up to SGD 3,000 per month per child in international schools. There is another sensitive point to be considered. If your son becomes a PR, he may be required to complete military service. So Singapore is great for high earners and professionals, especially in tech or finance. But it's not easy for large families or people looking for permanent roots. Option number 6 is New Zealand. In 2025, New Zealand made a surprise change. Indian degrees are now officially accepted. This removes the IQA, International Qualification Assessment. It was a requirement that earlier delayed many skilled visa applications. They have also reduced work experience requirements and increased visa duration for skilled migrants. It's quite peaceful, very scenic, healthcare is also public, and nearly 5% of the population is Indian. New Zealand's job market is currently very weak. Many locals are unemployed, and there are over 500 applicants per job in some sectors. I've heard a few stories from friends living over there that even full stack developers are driving Uber. So if you're thinking of moving without a job offer, it can be a risky bet. So unless you are in teaching, healthcare or trades, I would say just wait till things improve. And finally, the last relocation option you can consider is Portugal. The famous NHR, non-habitual residency tax regime, has officially ended in March 2025. So there is no more tax-free income if you're earning abroad. Their Golden Visa program now excludes real estate. You can still qualify by investing 250,000 euros in approved funds or cultural projects. But processing takes time, and the backlog is over 400,000 applicants. But Portugal is still worth considering, especially if you're a remote worker or a digital nomad. The D8 visa, specially designed for people earning remote income, is still active, and the overall living costs are way lower than the other parts of Western Europe. Lisbon, Porto, and many coastal towns have a strong Indian and Goan communities. The weather is great, and the family reunification is easy. So Portugal is not an investment loophole anymore, but still it's a great base for a relaxed life, especially if you're not chasing an aggressive career growth. So these are the 7 top picks that NRIs can consider for relocation. But here is something no one says on YouTube, but I will. If you're already earning decently in India, have a stable job, have a property, and your overall family needs are being met, then you don't need to migrate just because others are doing it. The world is becoming expensive, complicated, and uncertain. It's totally okay to build wealth in India, take global vacations, work remotely, invest globally without uprooting your life. But if your goals align with what these countries offer and you have done your research, then absolutely yes, relocation can be a smart and a powerful move. Just make sure you're doing it for the right reasons, not out of social pressure, confusion, or FOMO. I hope you found this video useful. Feel free to download my free 2025 country comparison checklist. You can find it in the pinned comment. It includes visa types, safety scores, education costs, PR timelines, all in one sheet. Guys, this is all I had to cover for this video. I'm going to see you soon in another superb interesting video. Till then, you take good care of yourself. This is me, Pratik, signing off from NRI West. Over and out.